Your mic a little echo.
Yeah, let's try to figure that out.
Yeah.
The double loop back in Ableton.
Yeah. Testing.
I think that should fix the loop back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it fixed.
Testing.
Hello.
What's up, Andy? Welcome, man.
Hey man, I'm making the fucking the fucking players ball this year. I'm making so much moves today. I made like 20
Yeah.
videos. I made like 2 beats. And
Andy, welcome, man.
hey man, I'm making hella moves today. Players the fucking players ball this year.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. The day ain't over yet. Sun's still out.
Andy, welcome, man.
I'm going on a ride. I'm gonna go on a walk. Maybe a
Both
skateboard.
about the live stream in a minute.
Alright, I'll be back for that. So let me go on a little walk. Clear my mind. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, it got a lot of echo. It's loud. It got a lot of echo. Welcome everybody that's in here, man. In a little bit, we're gonna start a live stream of our broadcast, chop it up the podcast, man. You already know it's about to go down. Stay locked in, man. We're gonna start a live stream of our broadcast, chop it up the podcast, man. You already know it's about to go down. Stay locked in, man. We're gonna start a live stream of our broadcast, chop it up the podcast. You already know it's about to go down. Stay locked in, man. Testing.
Hello,
What's happening, my guy?
what's up?
I'm just waiting on the co-host. We're gonna be going live on YouTube in a minute. We
So,
the kinks now with the audio and stuff. My live stream guy working on that as we speak. But we're live on YouTube as well as we speak. This I'm just waiting on the co-host. We're gonna be going live.
yo, I'm hearing your and my conversation through your headset.
Yeah, I know. Hold up.
So, is this like only streamed on YouTube or?
Yeah, that's just hold on. Yeah, that's just me having my computer right here. That's why it's echoing like that. Cause I was looking at it on the computer.
Before we do this, can I ask why me and or like how you know me? Because I was kind of concerned when you said you didn't have a link to my music. Like I just thought you listened to my music or something.
I was asking for the links because usually when we do these podcasts, when we go back and sometimes we do like recorded copies, and then we was gonna record it as usual and repost it back out. But what we was gonna do is we're gonna add one of your songs in the beginning and one of your songs at the end. So that's why I asked for the links. I did hear one of your songs. Thought you had a good vibe. That's just something that we always do because people sometimes have stuff on different social networks. You know what
I
I'm saying?
feel that, and I appreciate that, but I'm more like how did you choose me? What the fuck?
Uh-huh. See it, bro. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Say hi to meet you.
I mean, like, I just am interested in like why you chose me. Like,
Oh well, but it's no, it's what we do. We like to give independent artists a platform to get their music out. It's not really about status or anything like that. We just want to get as many independent artists as we can get to get this music out, get their music out. You know what I'm saying? We feel like everybody needs that start, that jump start somewhere. So we one of those places. You don't have to. Good thing about being here, you don't have to be a Tyler the Creator. You don't have to be a Lil Wayne or one of them artists to get to sit down and have a conversation and talk about your music. Nowadays, you got to be established more. You know what I'm saying, for that to happen. Here, it's just it's here and now. Shout out to everybody that's in the server. We live right now on YouTube, man. Shout out to you fellas for being in the audience. Just to chop it up, podcast. It's your boy Hawklyfe. I'm waiting on my co-host, and we gonna get started in a minute, man. We got a special guest that we interviewing. So y'all just be patient with us. Just know that we live on YouTube. So just chill out, man. We gonna be doing things in a minute, man. 7:15, 3 minutes, we'll be getting started. 3 minutes. What's up, Hendrix? Yo. What's up? You know what I'm saying? PC in the building, in the brook. You know what I'm saying? Escobar, I see you in the building. That's my guy, Isaiah. You know who that is. Yeah. Our live stream editor extraordinaire, B Minus in the building. We ain't gonna give up our interviews just yet. We're gonna do an introduction. We got time for that. You say we echoing. You say we echoing. Yeah, we working on the mics now. We working on the mics now.
so, what, like, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about all this.
It's nothing to be confused about. I was just waiting on my co-host, and I was gonna get into the interview. Basically, all I'm gonna do really is ask questions about your music, probably your process. I don't want to give too much away because we like to keep your questions a little bit on the secret side, but we also don't want the guests to be nervous. Like I said, it's never nothing to be nervous about. It's gonna be organic. It's gonna be like a regular conversation like we have now. So it's nothing that you feel like you have to prepare for.
I mean, no, it's not that. It's just like, I don't know. I just I don't necessarily know how much of my music have you heard, you know? So it's like I don't really like, am I supposed to go through my discography? Am I supposed to
No, we gonna guide the questions so you gonna know. It's gonna be a specific topic that I'm asking about, a specific thing. If it's a specific song, I'll let you know that song. That's why I said I don't want to give away too much. I just it's just know it's gonna be organic. You ain't really gotta worry about my questions. They're gonna be based purely around you and your music. I didn't heard more than that's why I asked you for all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about how to go through this discography. That's really basically your choice if you want to explain your whole discography. But I'm gonna probably lead you to a certain bit here song or something like that. And you can take it as far as you want to take it with your music. I'm just guiding it, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, he said company. I was just been waiting on him. He said it's 7:15. Yeah, company or something like that.
Who co-hosted?
Murrls.
My buddy who's in the stream said that the audio is echoing really badly.
D minus we need to get that audio fixed, man. It's
It's
echoing
fine on
really
my
bad.
side. I don't know why it's echoing when it comes over to YouTube. I've checked everything on OBS. Seems good. But Discord running into Ableton, so it's only one feed. So I don't know why there's a duplication. There shouldn't be, essentially. Like, I can hear everything single.
Might just be his voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can hear everything fine from my end. Let's just double check that. Yeah, that should be. There's only one setting. There's only one audio output that's coming through. Let's just double check these. Let me try reset live. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
Man, if you ain't join yet, like, comment, subscribe, man. You know how they go.
Yo, I
I'm gonna
muted.
get into.
I
Huh?
muted so that I could hear the audio, and it's like near impossible to understand what we're saying. Like it's really like
Yeah,
distorted.
it echoes 3 times.
Yeah, he working on it now. He trying to fix it now.
But wouldn't he have to restart it if he has to change the audio?
I don't know. He
Oh, it's
said he was.
fixed now. It's fixed.
It's fixed now. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it's
okay.
fixed for shit show. I'm hearing it right now.
Okay. Yeah, man. It's the Chop It Up podcast. It's your boy Hawklyfe. We live here on YouTube, man. I got my co-host not in yet, but he's gonna be walking in a minute. But we got a special guest in the building. Respect, introduce yourself.
Yo, 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 what's up? My name is Respect. I live in Maryland, United States, and I've been rapping for about 10 years. Yeah.
You say you've been rapping for 10 years. Tell us what's been the pros and cons of navigating the music industry for the last 10 years.
Well, I would say pros and cons of navigating the music industry. I believe that the most beautiful thing in this entire existence of our planet is the struggling artist. I think it's the most pure form of absolute interpersonal progression. Allows you to see yourself for what you truly are and allows you to compare yourself almost too much in a critical form to those around you. I would say the pros and cons of the actual journey. I've met some of the best friends that I've ever been able to say are my friends in my entire life just because we are also able to share that struggle of being an artist and wanting to create. And I would say the cons are just a lot of fake lies, a lot of people that are only in it for the money and are only trying to see other people fall so that they can get another dollar. And like, you really, unfortunately, get to see a lot of people's true colors through this music industry. I would say that that's pretty simple form of what I would feel about pros and cons of the music industry.
Yeah, yeah, it has such a dimension. It's a lot to navigate. Shout out to my co-host Murrls here in the building. Murrls, say what's up?
Yo, what's up? How's my mic sound?
Crystal clear, my brother. Crystal clear.
Dope, dope. Sorry, my bad, man. The drive, I'm helping a friend move, and yeah, the drive back home took like 2 minutes longer than I thought.
Man, it's okay, man. We got a special guest in the building. We got independent artist Respect in the building. We was just talking about the pros and cons of the music industry to him. We're gonna jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about Love Is Life.
Oh my. So I'm not gonna lie. I have been just using Verbal Painter of the Soundscape as my brand logo or my brand statement for a while. I changed it to Love Is Life pretty recently, and that's just like, I don't know, something when I was writing poetry back in like middle school that I came up with, and it's kind of just stuck with me. I feel like it's pure, I feel like it's simple, and it's something that I want to represent me and my brand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What type of software you use to record?
I do everything in Fruity Loops.
Okay. Bring, bring us on a journey, kind of explain the process to us.
Well, what do you want to know?
Um, like what kind of things that are you influenced by? Like what's the process like? How long it take you? What type of chords you use?
Yeah,
That
take us
type of
through
thing.
the experience.
Yeah.
Well, so you mean like using the software and recording, right? So I don't know. I feel like every song or situation is different. I've recorded in thousands of different places, locations, studios, houses, outside, inside. Um, if I'm just gonna look at it as me making music alone, my process is best described as completely jumping into like an abyss of darkness, being in a space that you feel no one can see you and you can see nothing, and trying to conjure some kind of an emotional experience due to nothing but the sounds that you're hearing, the soundscape that's painted by the beat or instrumental that was given to me, or rather I'm working on. I feel like the inspiration is like something I study unconsciously. Like if I'm looking at artists, like I'm really into Michael Jackson and Bob Marley. I would say like two vocal artists that I've been studying my entire life.
Mm,
But when I'm actually creating, I don't think about them. I don't think
mm,
about that. The only thing I think about is most of the time like a singular object, whatever object I see when I listen to this beat, and I feel like completely encased in a shroud of the unknown. I use that object as an oracle, as a memento to remind myself I'm alive and to paint an entire landscape around this object. Why is this object here? What is its purpose? And I spend the entire creation process trying to develop um, more meaning to that object than what anyone would have ever preconceived prior to hearing said song.
absolutely. Absolutely. What are some of the artists you draw influence from?
I study a lot of producers, honestly. I just feel like a lot of rappers these days are not worth studying. There's very far and few that I look up to in the mainstream artistry right now. I like a lot of dead artists, like people that made music in the 70s, the 80s. But personally, like I listen to a lot of like beats, like producers. Like I believe like the producer is doing most of the work anyways for these rappers these days. So I studied the producers that I find to be legends from like 90s era. That's why I make a lot of jazzy boom bap lo-fi style music. And yeah, I look at it's not like I'm trying to compare myself to rappers. I'm merely trying to compare myself to the beat. Like every time there's a beat in front of me, I'm I'm not trying to be better or one up any other rapper that could have possibly used this or used a similar style. No, I'm trying to beat this beat. Like I'm trying to battle this beat in my own way, in the way that I believe is the only right way. And when I'm done, I'm looking at a painted canvas that I put up in my gallery. That's what my SoundCloud is to me.
Yeah. So I asked a lot of artists this. Um, do you think what's more important, creative control the fame?
Sorry, you said creative control or what?
Fame.
What do you mean by creative control?
What I mean by that is a lot of artists these days, they go and they make all these great records, and then they're unable to own their masters. A lot of them don't own their masters. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
They
have
don't
to
own.
worry about that right now. But I would say I think that is a double-edged sword. I think that question is a double-edged sword because for me, the only way to live off of doing what I love is to chase notoriety, to chase, being able to make money, to have some sort of fame that will pay me money to be able to create what I want. But as you said, like the other edge of that sword is creative control. So you're basically saying you give up, what you can make for how much you make. And I don't know. I feel like that's an equilibrium that every artist has to conquer in their own way. Personally, I'm such a strange mind and a strange perception, and the way that I perform on stage is so one of one that I don't believe like most people would want to control me. And if they did, they probably see it would not work the way they wanted it to. So I don't feel too worried about that. I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna paint what colors I want to paint. I'm gonna paint how I want to paint. I'm gonna do it in my way. So I guess to answer your question, creative control.
Murrls, you had a question, my brother? You were like quiet.
Yeah. Sorry, I was doing stuff. I just got home.
Yeah.
So what is the I know we talked about influence and we've talked about, creative control. So obviously like making the product or whatever you want to call it is very important.
Mhm.
Um and it's the quality of making that product. What when when you're working on said product, at what point are you like, okay, this product is ready to go to the customer? You know what I'm saying? Like this is a finished product. What feeling w- what are the last things that you do to tie the bow around the product? Like how does it feel to you? Is it like a feeling that you like, okay, this product is good? Is it like
I would say it's different, song to
explain us
song,
this
song to
explain this
song,
process for you.
picture to picture, painting to painting. I mean, everything's so different. Every single song's got to be so different. The only connection between them is me. I would say the finalization, like the actual, as you said, bow wrapped around the product to be put out for people.
Yeah.
That that's such a tricky thing. You know, the Alchemist, who is without a doubt one of my biggest living idols right now.
What do you think about
Said it
his
best
run this year?
that it's really easy to just put too much seasoning into one dish and overcook a meal. And I my roots are in battle rap and freestyle, so like I'm very organically minded, as in like I create in this on the spot in the moment how I'm feeling that day, how I'm feeling from that beat right when I feel that beat, or I more than likely am not going to use that experience. So I would say like to finish a product, most of my products that I've or the songs that I finish in a day. Like my job is done in a couple hours or maybe even less. Like as soon as I start to the time I finish is one session. Like I don't quit until then. So, but then at that point, it's like there's the post production, mixing and mastering is a huge part of music. And for me, like I'm a creator. Like I create. I come from nothing. I make nothing and turn it into gold. Like literally like an alchemist. And then when I feel like my job is done, I back off. And I would say the only thing that tells me my job is done is when I feel like the only thing I could do is make it worse by trying to go back and do it again, or I feel like what I have right now is the perfect one-of-one interpretation of what I was experiencing and how I wanted to deliberate that experience. There isn't like a magic answer for me that it's just like, oh, as soon as I do my third layer, or
What is that, bird? I'm sorry.
Apologies.
All right,
Hey, I
my
think
apologies.
one of the people in the chat or in the voice chat has background issues.
Oh, is that me?
I don't know who that is.
Me either.
Oh,
Is it Eden? If it's me, that's my
it
bad.
was Eden's mic just going nuts.
That's my bad. I
oh.
put my phone in my pocket. I'm gonna go back to me.
That's all right. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
sorry about that. What were you saying, man?
No, I think anybody who tells you anything in music or art is cookie cutter, either one is only in it for the money, or two has no idea what they're talking about. Because in all reality, every single artist should be different. Every single creation should be different. And if it isn't, then you're copy pasting. You're doing what someone else did. You're chasing money, and you're hoping to make something similar to what someone else did, hoping that it'll give you some kind of notoriety that you got halfway there. And I learned a long time ago when I got signed to my first label that the best I can do with that mindset is become an impersonator of that person in Vegas and make minimum wage. Like that's not what I'm in this for. I'm in this to create. I'm in this to paint my blood onto a canvas and let the world look at it and say shit for the rest of my life and have the far few tell me that this is something that means something, because it means everything.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So when it comes like to your album art, what's maybe you talked about this before I got on the interview, but what's up with your album art? Tell us like who does it? Do you do the album art? What's your like
Yeah,
aesthetic in
I
this
mean,
stuff? I've looked at a little bit, but I want to hear from the man. You know what I'm saying?
so when I first started making music, I was just fucking grabbing anything like literal free pictures on like websites that I just thought looked dope, like trying to make it work. When I got more intrigued in like feeling like, okay, this is like I hate seeing someone else with the same art. Like it's like the same sound, like I can't ever say something that someone else has said. Like that shit makes me feel terrible. And I felt that way about the art. So around like a year into making music, I started using really old pictures, so I paintings, like really old renaissanceial paintings that I felt like had a vibe or an emotion similar to what I was trying to convey, and I wouldn't distort it at all. I sometimes I wouldn't even give them credit because like it's a painting. Like you should know the painting. If you don't, it's whatever. And like the song, I wasn't making money on the music back then, so like it didn't matter. I wasn't able to monetize it. So I used the paintings for a while, and until about like this year, when I really started monetizing everything, I started using pictures I took because I'm not good at Photoshop, and I don't really have anyone reliable to make graphic art for me. And I've tried. I've met thousands of graphical artists that I've tried working with. I mean, I've worked with so many artists, like I couldn't even begin to put a number on it. But nowadays, I use pictures I took. The last song I just released is some kind of photo that a buddy showed me. I think he got it probably off Tumblr, and we just both thought it was cool. Me and the producer, the guy who showed me was the producer, and me and him were like, "Yo, this is the photo. Let's use it." And cropped it and put it with the song. But most of the
Nah.
time, if you look through my stuff for the last year, it's been photos I took. Like I really like clouds, so I take photos of like clouds and nature and landscapes and stuff.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
saw that. So what's like what draws you to the I guess paintings of the past or like Renaissance paintings and other paintings of classical nature?
Timelessness. The biggest thing to achieve in any artist's career is to create something that will outlive your own life, to outlive the lives of your own family, your own bloodline, to the point that no one knows you, but they know the art. Timelessness, and I believe that is why I began using those paintings. It's because I believed they were timeless, and I wanted the music to have some sort of connection with that timelessness, even if it was cringy and even if it was, incorrect. It was a mindset I have and had, and I believe that configuring one's method to achieve timelessness is without a doubt the most difficult task any artist will ever try to take on. And if they're not interested in that, that's fine too. Everyone's got different perceptions, and I just think like asking yourself how long do you want to create, asking yourself how important is it for your entire existence that you are creating, and trying to conceive like why and what you want to create is right. And I believe for me to answer your question is timelessness. I believe that a painting is timeless. It's an encapsulation of a singular piece of work from somebody that I don't even necessarily have to know, but I can look at it and say that that thing's been alive for hundreds of years and is still fire to me today.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. I want to show you something, but I can't find it. And later on, I think you'd enjoy. There's a dude I work with. He makes art and LOL, art, but he recently spoofed the scenario where Jesus fed 40,000 people or whatever on the rock. Well, the painting of that.
Yeah.
Um I don't know who painted it, but it's a famous painting,
Mm-hmm.
so it shouldn't be hard to find. There's a guy who his name is Dogface, and he does dog spoof art whenever it's needed, and he made one of that, and it's phenomenal. Um, it was
Is this
actually
a
fucking
different
mind
dog
blowing.
face from the guy who's like blowing up on Instagram right now, like the dude?
I almost fucking guarantee it.
That's crazy.
Definitely, probably not that dude.
Yeah, I mean, I was just assuming. I mean, he didn't. I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm pretty close with Dogface. I think I would. I think I would know if he hit some sort of notoriety. He'd probably like, you know, come brag on me or something like that. So it's probably not him. Probably definitely not. But I think you would like it if you like shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out.
Anyway,
I love art. I mean, honestly, I'd much rather go to an art museum than a club. Like that's just me.
so what do you do in your spare time? Like what? Like if you're not working, well, like what do you do?
Game or make music, or hang out with my buddies who game and make music.
Well, I put well, I meant outside of music, work as music. But yeah,
I
so
play basketball to get exercise. I like going on walks. I like taking photos. I like writing. I mean, I don't know. I make a lot of music, man. I've made over 2,000 songs the last 3 years. I've made 400 beats in the last 2 years. I make a lot of music, like, all the time. And if I'm not making music, I'm probably helping artists that are either just getting started. I mean, I've helped make over 200 different artist pages. I've
so what's
taught
that process like? Like
new artists, or
yeah. How do you how have you contributed I guess as you could say.
well, I like potential. I feel like God has gifted me with a good, sometimes gullible, I guess, but a good perception on one's potential. How much does somebody value themselves, and how much do they value that time that they're spending in whatever creation? If somebody values their time and really believes in themselves, or even if they don't believe in themselves and they value their time, if they're nice to me, give me the time of day, I give them time of day. If I grow a connection with them, I will do anything for them. If they support my music, I'll support their music. And I've helped so many people go from just freestyling, never having a single song, to connecting them with the right mindset, connecting them with the right producers, connecting them with the right rappers to help inspire them to want to make songs. When they're ready to make a song, I'll be the guy who's there telling them like, "Hey man, like this is dope. This is a great first song." Or I'll say like, "Hey, you gotta try to change a couple of these things and maybe, like look at it a little bit different. I think you're rushing. I think you're, whatever I can do to help in the creative process without actually creating for them or writing for them. That's the biggest thing. I don't cross that line. I don't want to ever give anyone words. I don't want to ever give anyone I don't want to do the work for them. But if they're willing to do the work and they're willing to understand that they're going to take a lot of failure and there's going to be a million and one obstacles to try to jump over and a million and one people that are going to tell them that they're terrible and that they should never keep going, I will be the one guy to tell them to keep going, and I'll be the one guy to help them get started. I can't tell you how many artists, but at least 200 I've helped literally create their SoundCloud, like from blank pages to even making the page for them and having, because I've known people that can only record at my house. Like they could only record at my house, so I literally created their SoundCloud and make the beat for them and produce it and mix it and then drop it. But that was like years ago, and I
So do you
strayed away
think
from that because
you'll okay.
sorry, I strayed away from it in action. In mindset, I'm still the same person. Always supporting people. People that know me know that I do everything I can to try to help the ones that I care about.
Do
Always
you
invested.
do you think you'll go back to that at some point in time, maybe down the road as like an AR or
No,
a manager or something of that extent?
mm-mm.
No interest in that side of the
It's not
work.
that I'm not interested. It's that I would have to die and come back to do that. Honestly, like maybe in another life. But this life is this is like creating is without a doubt haunts me in my dreams. First thing I wake up and think about day in day out for years. I mean, before I was rapping, I was dancing, and I always felt like I was center stage. Felt like I was the best in every crew. Whatever choreography I did, people were always wowed with. Whatever I created pattern wise, people were like, "Wow, how did you even think about that?" I realized eventually that I could combine my poetic words, my linguistic nature, my analytical mind with the patterns of dancing to formulate some kind of new genre of music. That's what I've been working on ever since. I mean, I literally remember my first rap battle at a varsity football game, being a freshman in high school, 14 years old, battling some 16, 17-year-old kid who everyone was scared of battling, winning that battle, and immediately thinking to myself, like, wow, That was the first time I ever took rap serious. It was in front of a bunch of people, and it felt really good. And when I was 18, I joined a battle rap circuit, traveled all the way from Maine to Florida, rapping, making money, freestyling, and battle rapping. And it wasn't until I got signed on my first label and got really fucked over. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I got really messed up.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, man.
And I learned on that day that no one's gonna take me serious, and everyone's gonna try to take my money and screw my time up, take my work, take my everything, give me no credit until I have a brand. And yeah, I might only have like 2,000 some followers, but I've worked my ass off for those 2,000 followers. Like seriously, I feel like I've made a single song for every follower I've gotten, and I've had so many countless conversations, relationships, people that have just came in my life and gone. That artists I've seen, farther than me, earlier than me, whatever. Like people stop. Like I've seen so many people quit. I've seen so many people begin. I've seen so many people in this journey of making art that I feel like for a lot of people I'm like the totem pole in the middle of their tribe. Like I'm the one thing that's been there for them since day one. I'm the one thing that like has some kind of spiritual connection, and like I think that's just because I believe in myself so much more than people can conceive, which gives them inspiration. Because when I'm like, yo, I believe in you, it makes them believe in them, and I like that. I want people to have hope. I want people to feel happiness, and I want them to be inspired to do something more than just a 9 to 5.
So where are you from?
I live in Maryland, Carroll County, Maryland. It's like cow country, but
Is
40
that
minutes
where
from
you're
Baltimore.
from though?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Fairfax, Virginia, but pretty much my whole life in Maryland.
Okay. So what was it like going you said you were like 19 whenever you started doing the circuit. What was it like I'm assuming that's the first time you traveled like frequently broadly.
I
What
would
was it
describe
like
it like being in a
experiencing that?
carnival.
Yeah.
I would
Oh yeah?
say it was the greatest experience at the time because I felt like I was constantly evolving, constantly learning, constantly putting myself on a stage. One of the things I see a lot of artists these days are not prepared for is stage performance. There's no reason to call yourself a performer if you are not willing and wanting to do stage performance. Because you can't stand on a stage and not move a muscle and have the crowd scream. You have to be involved, engaged, understanding how to read an audience, understanding how to connect. Like it's a very big part of stage performance, and I learned a lot of that obviously from my dancing. But after that, when I was in this battle rap circuit, I learned how to take slaps in the face, be booed by an audience, and somehow take all of these negative things in an instantaneous moment and find bliss. And whether it was only a couple people that enjoyed me or in the entire crowd, it didn't matter. I enjoyed it. I felt more alive there than I had ever before in my entire life. And I would describe it as a circus because I got little to no money and I got little to no credit, little to no reputation. It's like the company grew while the artist died. And almost every single person I did that circuit with doesn't rap anymore. They all work at some minimum wage job. I don't know any of them that are actually rapping anymore. To them, it's just a hobby. I left that, and it actually led to me getting on 92Q, which is the biggest radio station in my state, which is probably the best thing that ever happened from that. But the problem is like me getting on that radio station that time without a single song drop, without a single bit of brand information, led to me getting screwed over because I freestyled on the radio waves, believed the first person that told me they had a lot of money and wanted to work with me, signed paperwork, lost the rights to 5 songs, and got completely screwed over. And it really did a number on my psyche, but it allowed me to reset to ground zero and see that if I focus on my brand, people like this are always going to try to screw me over until they have no reason but to want to be on my team. So I started working on my team. I started working on myself. I started working on my brand, and ever since, I mean, it's been an uphill battle, but I'm in it for the war. I'm in it for the rest of my life. Like I want to make art forever.
I feel that. I said okay, so I was editing Lex Lu's podcast. We're gonna drop it next. Shout out to Lex Lu. Great conversation, by the way. I had to re-listen to it, obviously, many times, or at least once or twice before the editing process was finished, all the way through. But I said something on there. The only rule to the game of life is there at every interaction there's going to be a winner and a loser. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want, but every interaction you must know that if you're interacting with humans, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. That's everything. It may, with the exception of family, sometimes. That's it, and it just holds true.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the song that drew me to your attention, and I didn't want to allude to it earlier. I didn't want to say too much about it because he was like, you know, he was asking me some questions. But the song that I liked that drew me to you was "Cigarettes and Death Threats," produced by Drake or Drake. I'm gonna say his name right. Tell us about the making of that song and that process and working with that producer on that song.
So, me and Drac are good friends. Friends before collaborators. That's one of the biggest things with me. Is like I don't collaborate with anyone. Like I collaborate with my friends, people that show real support in my music and have an actual perception on what it is I'm trying to do. And me and Jack have been friends for a long time. Over the last like 8 months, I would say we've made over 20 songs, and I've put them through the ringer. I mean, all the producers I work with, I put through the ringer. They have to fucking be able to walk through hell with me, and you know they'll make a beat, they'll pour their heart and soul into the work. They might even mix a song, and I get to decide if I think it's good enough to drop. And you know, with Drac, fortunately, a perfect example of somebody who, you know, he showed me that the friendship was more important than the collaboration, which is extremely, extremely important to me. So even though we made great songs, I never dropped any of them because I didn't feel like they were the right ones. And the first song we ever dropped was High Plains, which I dropped 18 days ago. And the second song I dropped with them was Cigarettes and Death Threats, which was yesterday. And Cigarettes and Death Threats is a very interesting song because um, it's technically two songs that I made over 3 months ago that I loved the lyrics to but didn't like the song. And I re recorded it, the two songs together because I was like, maybe they'd sound good together. And I didn't like that song, and I re recorded it again on a different beat. And that ended up being this song, where it was like this song ended up was two songs, four separate recording days, and the product at the end was just nothing like any of the other previous versions. And I knew right when we first had this in our hands, like we both knew that something special is from the song. Like, I mean, it's doing all right. Um, I look at music very weirdly. Like, the creation is all me. I'm 100% invested. But as soon as it's released, it's no longer my song. Like, it is 100% the public. Like, the public decides if it's gonna grow or die. The public decides how good of a quality or how well it interacts with them. Like for me, like the song I think is great. Like I think the delivery of it I did really well. I think the beat is good and catchy, and I think the mixing is professional. So like in my standard, it's good. It's really good. Probably maybe even great. And to assess how the song is like in the eyes of the public is not for me. Like that's other people's job.
Yeah, I love artists who create for, I don't like to call them fans, but I would say family who create for those people, for those supporters, those consumers of their work, and who take pride in making sure they're putting out the best music for the ear. So I commend everything you did in 10 years, and the ups and the downs. I know you done been through the Southern Rocky roads, and to find that little success that you find and being content in your own brand, in your own bubble. Uh, that's such a gem that a lot of artists need to understand where he comes from. It's better to have comfort in knowing that everything is working right and having the right people around you than being uncomfortable and having everything. Sometimes you gotta understand some things are priceless, like you said. And they have that brand and that team around you is extremely priceless. It's very important. Um, Tell the people everywhere they can find you at every platform, man. If you got
Oh yeah.
anybody want to shout out,
and
you can do it
and
too.
what's next?
Yeah.
Now that we have acquainted ourselves with each other and learned things. Now we know who you are. What's next? Who's next in your mind? Like visionary wise.
Are, you're asking me? Like
Yes.
who is next? Who is
Yes.
next as in
No, you. Like, what's next for you? Like, what do you envision yourself doing? Like, what's the next
I'm
project?
gonna
What's your next
I'm
advancement?
gonna play some
What's
Among Us with my buddies and hopefully have a good rest of my night. You know, I'm
I'm
just gonna
trying to
take it
tell
easy.
you, I'll
But
be playing Among Us.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so. Honestly, I have no plans for my music other than personal criticisms, things that idioms in my brain and mannerisms that I want to control and tame, things that I need to become more relaxed and eased on, and mindsets of delivery and being able to pronounce certain statements in certain ways, to be able to flare myself how I have in my freestyles. Actual songs to be able to say like, oh, there's something like this coming out. I don't have anything like that. I have a couple beats lined up with really good friends and producers that I've had for the last month or so, and I'm working on it and planning on writing something tonight, and I have a couple of ideas, but like nothing concrete. It's all in the moment. So all I gotta say is like my goal is to drop a song every week or every other week, and just keep doing that for as long as I can until like I have some kind of serious or mental like breakdown where I have to take time away to figure out myself more. Uh, People that follow my journey are in it for the life. I mean, my music is completely a milestone marker of my existence, and I am doing everything in my power to existentially put forth effort that will allow other people to take away impact into their own existence. Like, you should be able to listen to a song of mine and be asking yourself a question and be left with a question that betters you as a person, but also makes you feel comforted. It also makes you feel like you belong. It makes you feel like you understand yourself more, because that's what the music is for me. It allows me to ask myself stuff like, I listened to a song of mine from the past and I know exactly what it was I was going through. I know exactly how I got through it, and I know how the song helps me, and I know what its purpose is. So for the future, just expect more stuff to be able to. I just want people to be happy. I want people to be hopeful. I want the world to have less anxiety. I want myself to have less anxiety, and I just want us all to have interpersonal progress. I hope that everyone gets that. If I had to shout out anybody, I'm gonna shout out everybody that's in my friend group, people that are, if you're out there listening, you all knew who you are. Like, thank you for helping me through all the bullshit. I want to shout out every single producer that's ever given me the time of day to actually let me show them that, like, I might not sound like anyone else, but that's a good thing and it can be a great thing. And I want to shout out my family, because without them, I would be nowhere near the person I am today. If you want to listen to my music, just type the word respect into SoundCloud. I'm right above Meek Mill, right below Wiz Khalifa. If you type in respect and go to profiles, I'm the top profile. I have a YouTube, I have a Spotify. My Spotify is got literally nobody on it. My YouTube is not that big, and all my main base is on SoundCloud. If you want to see my Instagram, I have tons of freestyles and weird shit on there. It's Perceptual Respect on Instagram, and yeah, soundcloud.com/respect-nick. That's where my main stuff is. That's about all I got.
Dope, dope. I think Hawk had to go. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We definitely, it was a pleasure talking with you, man. Um, like my man Murrell says, we got first of all, we want to shout out and thank Respect for coming through, man, and blessing us
Yes,
with some gems,
it was
blessing
a
us with
great
a great
conversation.
conversation.
Thank you guys. Truly, thank you.
Uh, oh no, thank you. Also, man, like my guy Murrell was saying, we got Lex Lou interview coming out next. Also, the 25th face offs. Be in the building. The battlers gonna talk this shit. I heard some people in the comments telling me, man, they was digging the battles. If you
What are
want
you
to hear them
talking about?
talk
They're
this
talking their shit in the fucking general chat
right
constantly,
now, like
bro.
all the
I don't
time.
even know if it's right now, but like every time I check this place, they're always talking some shit, and I'm just like, damn, it got really hostile in here recently. I don't know what's up. Something's going on. It's in the water, I guess.
Yeah, man, it's in the water, man. Uh, Same to you, respect. Yeah, it's definitely in the water, man. I don't know what's going on, man, but it's about to be crazy. Like I said, man, we got a face offs. I believe that's tomorrow on the 25th, Sunday, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Time. pull up, man, because they gonna be talking this shit tomorrow, man. It's going down. Then make sure y'all show up for the battle event live on YouTube on the 31st. The face offs will be live tomorrow, and then after the face offs live tomorrow, we have Lil Suki. We're gonna interview Monday, and then live, and then on the 31st we have the battle rap event. Battle Rap Kingdom presents Ghoulish, Hawklife versus King Kairos. You know, yeah, he got to come to the table. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm in the field. I'm telling you, like that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? But he got to die. You know, I am my brother's keeper. You know, so you know what I'm saying? It got to happen in the New Jack City thing. You know what I'm saying? So definitely be in the building. I know he talking his stuff. I'm talking my stuff, man. Shout out. I just want to take a minute as I look at the stream and seeing how it was a very successful stream. I want to first and foremost thank my whole team, man. Because we putting on these events and I know people taking time out their time and taking sacrifices. We do this for sacrificing of our own times. It's so much that we have been doing over the last couple months. Even from my inception on Discord, I had some rocket times. I didn't have people come raid our servers. I didn't have people come do a whole bunch of stuff, but I've also had people that have come in and been a blessing in so many ways. So I not always take the time to thank them, let them know that their hard work don't go unnoticed. And we couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without y'all, and we couldn't do it without the fans that motivate us to continue to do this every day to make sure that we put out great content for y'all. So but definitely, man, just on that note, man, thank all them, you know, vote Biden. I ain't no Trump hater, but get out and vote. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, world kind of crazy right now, Murs. Like
I know,
you
man,
know,
and you know I'm watching it. I watch that type of shit. It's wild. I was just talking about it with the friend I was helping move. It's pretty wild.
yeah. There's a pretty wild situation going on. Don't let politics, like, I don't like how they're using politics to stop, you know, from helping people that need this PPP money, that need this. I don't think they should, to be honest, say small businesses. At this point, I mean, you didn't get them millions. At this point, they should be at least stable enough. If they're not making no money, they're not losing nothing either because it ain't much inventory they got to buy. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay woke out there. I know most they gotta pay is like light bills, internet bills, some shit. Stay woke. To the people out there that's struggling, that's about to, that's getting evicted or
Yeah, but if you
possibly
don't
in
pay
this,
those bills, you're fucked. Just
yeah,
take your credit, or you'll lose your house, or your apartment, or and then once you fucking lose out on an apartment, that goes on your credit. And even if you try and make it back, like bro, apartments, if you want to get a decent apartment, bar even a fucking mortgage or something, they're gonna look at you funny for the rest of your life. They're gonna be like, "Hey, you fell out of an apartment. What happened? I don't know
Hey
if I can
yo,
give you this thing."
I'm peacing out, gentlemen. Thank you so much for
Peace,
this
man.
opportunity, and I'll be in touch for sure. It's an honor to be able to come in here and talk with y'all.
oh, it's an honor having you, my brother. We appreciate you coming in here, man. Appreciate it. Hope we come back when we do video interviews and drop some on us. You
Hell
know,
yeah, I
yeah,
got you. I got you.
yeah,
All right, yo.
yeah.
God bless everybody in the chat. God bless y'all for making this all possible. I hope you guys have a great night, and yeah, see ya.
Man,
Catch you
definitely.
later, man.
Oh man, I want to thank our studio audience. Like I said, I shouted out everybody at Escobar in the building, Eden passed through. Got my boy Zay in the building. I said Escobar Zay, all the same. We have respect in the building. We had a couple names came in the building. Andy came in the building earlier. You know, shout out everybody in the building, everybody behind the scenes. Like I said, we are nothing. Like the Suka interview we working on. See, we were supposed to have it earlier, but I think it didn't happen. He got messed up. It was supposed to be yesterday, so we had to reschedule. So it's gonna be Monday. Uh, but yeah, we definitely gonna do that. Like they waiting on that interview. It's coming. Like I said, shout out to everybody out there. Like I said, if you ain't vote yet, get out and vote. Yeah, man. It's it's the Chop It Up podcast, man. We live, but we just getting started. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, man. It's your boy Hawklyfe.
Yo.
And that's my guy Murrls. And this
So,
has been. Oh, go ahead.
before we get out of here, I just one question. What
Mhm.
time's the thing tomorrow?
My bad. 7 p.m. Central Time. The face
Okay,
offs.
bet.
7 p.m. Central Time is going down. Everybody, all the batters, like I said before, be on time, be in the building for the face offs. This is also so that our live stream editor can make sure he has done his sound checks beforehand. When we get everything situated, like we did them beforehand now, but it's still stuff we in the learning process. We learn stuff as we go, but we getting better as we go. But yeah, that's so we can have that sound checks done ahead of time. So definitely, we're gonna start incorporating sound checks into things. Also, like I had said, for those of y'all that's online or in the Discord, if you haven't signed up for the next Cypher event, sign up now. If you're a producer who want to contribute beats or wants to be featured in the Cypher, please send them to me, send them to Murrls. Uh, Hit us up,
Yeah,
man. We're gonna try
do
to get
this.
the Cypher done by November 15th because it's time for us to drop another one. The last one was better than the first one, so I'm really excited to see what this next one gonna do and how where we can go even bigger with it. So we may do it live, just that nigga go. Uh, uh, I don't know, but sign up, sign up. Might do something like let people pick their venues, have everybody on the same beat. We don't figure it out. But what I'm saying, sign up. Uh, like I said, it's been the Chop It Up podcast, man. I'm your boy Hawklyfe.
Yo, what up? It's Merles, and we're going home. Goodbye.
We're going home. Chop it up. Let's talk. Y'all be blessed. Have a nice day, man. If you ain't
Peace.
subscribed yet, subscribe yet. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep supporting the movie. If you ain't donate on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, sorry. We got the Cash App. We got, I don't care. Find us somewhere. If you want to donate, you can donate on YouTube. I don't think put a donate tab on the other one. But we will. Like I said, keep supporting. It's been a great episode, man. And once again, thanks to our special guest, Respect, for coming in and blessing us with those 10 years of gems. Uh, we got some more bangers coming in the safe and live. So y'all stay tuned, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, live for the face-offs. Battle Rap Kingdom presents Ghoulish, Hog Life versus King Kairos. It's going down, man. It's been the Chop It Up podcast, and we out here. Peace.
Bye.